This video is sponsored by Hobby Nut Models. Check the link in the description below for more details. Tribute to Sean over at Prime Model Works. Starts every one of his videos slurping out of a mug on coffee. I just wanted to shamelessly promote my swag. We've got the Mr. G's camping mug with the F4 Phantom Fiesta logo on the back. That's real metal there, my friends. To go along with it, I've got my matching Mr. G's Workbench t-shirt with the corresponding F4 Phantom Fiesta logo on the back. And take a look. There's a link down below. Take a look at the store. See if there's anything you like. Let me know what you think, all right? There's a couple of designs there. I'm kind of happy with them, so let me know. All right? One way to support the channel. The other way to support the channel is what you're doing right now. You're watching. And even better if you would subscribe. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. Over 4,100 of you have taken the plunge. And hopefully if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, I will convince you to do so by the end of this video, all right? Just hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you a penny. Hit the bell and be notified every time I put out a new video. And a big thank you to my channel member family whose names are scrolling up the screen right now. Thank you guys for your extra level of support. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, it's $1.99 US a month and goes a long way to supporting the channel. And you get a discount on the aforementioned merch that we just discussed, all right? We're going to work on the Magic Factory Corsair, which has been generously provided by my sponsor, Hobby Nut Models. Mark sent me the Magic Factory kit, along with the just-released Quinta Studios instrument panels for the 1A model of the Corsair. So we got all that. We're going to take advantage of that. Thank you again, Mark, for your sponsorship and support of the channel. That being said, we're going to do this in some small segments, and I want to keep the videos relatively short. I did this once before with the F-18 build I did, and it kind of helps me to keep focused because I have a really short attention span, and you know, I want to put out a better product. So I'm hoping that you'll enjoy this. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. So today, we're going to be working on an F4U1A. You get two Corsairs in the box. One is an F4U1A, the other is an F4U2, which is radar equipped. It's got like a radar pod on the wing. Today we're doing the F4U1A. And it's going to be the aircraft of Ira Ike Kepford. He was a Pacific War ace with 16 kills. And the difference here, he flew with the Jolly Rogers, by the way, the F-17 at the time. And he was a ground-based pilot. This was when the Corsairs were first going into the Navy, and the Navy was concerned that they weren't carrier capable. They all wound up being land-based until the proving tests were done, at which time they obviously went to the carriers. But for the time period that Ike Kepford was flying his Corsair, they were ground-based in New Georgia, I believe, and that was where he garnered his 16 kills. So let's jump into this. Like I said, we're going to do the cockpit today. The plastic looks good, and we're going to do this one with the extended wings. You can do one plane with extended wings, and the other plane has to have folded wings. There's only enough parts to do one of each. So I'm doing it that way because the Ike Kepford's plane was ground-based. So enough rambling. Let's jump into the build. I'm going to jump in with the pilot seat. Throwing in this piece of photo etch. The seat's going to get primed and painted AK Real Colors US Interior Yellow Green. Then what I'm going to do here and on the other cockpit components is add a little highlight around the edges made up with the same color and a little bit of chromate yellow added to it. Now we're going to go in, I'm going to do some chipping on the seat. I'm using Vallejo aluminum for this, and I just use a little sponge to dab it on. Now here I've already applied a black wash, and now I'm cleaning up the excess with a Q-tip. And here we're adding in the Quinta seat belts to the pilot seat. The Quinta set is really nice, and it really helps to set things off. So now we're doing the same thing to the rear bulkhead that we did with the seat. First I'm going to install the seat brackets to the rear bulkhead. It's 2 pieces. You'll see later on that crossbar that's split in half because of the 2 parts. I'm going to remove that and replace it later with some styrene. Here everything's painted interior yellow-green. Now I'm adding the highlights, and then we're going to do some chipping with the Vallejo aluminum we used on the seat as well. And trying to stay subtle. I was trying not to be too over the top with this. So here you can see I already replaced that little cross beam on top, and now I'm adding in the headrest. Everything fit really well, no issues. Did some wash here. I'm using AK's dark wash for interiors. Cleaned it up. There's a 1 decal to be added in on the bulkhead. We got that in. I think it gives it a little bit of a nice touch. Then we're going to go in and we're going to install the seat. So here you can see I'm masking up the armored glass that'll be behind the windscreen. The masking comes with the Magic Factory kit. You'll see it here. Good stuff. Everything seems to fit well. Now we're going to repeat everything we've been doing to the seat and the rear bulkhead on the front bulkhead. We're doing the highlighting, and we're going to do the aluminum chipping, and we're going to come back and we're going to take that interior wash and we're going to apply it to the forward bulkhead. Before I applied any of the enamel washes that I used here, I applied a clear acrylic coat over all the cockpit components that you see. Now the rudder pedals will go in, no problems there. And then the footrests go in after you install the pedals. And here you can see Magic Factory gives you blank instrument panels that you can use with the Quinta set, or you can use the molded ones with decals or however you like. Fitted the rest of the components here was good. Now I'm starting to put the Quinta panel components onto the instruments. They went on really well. I was very happy with this. To get the best fit and alignment with these side consoles, you have to install them onto the forward part of the cockpit against the bulkheads. Once they're installed, then you can put the rear bulkhead in along with the joystick. Most important thing to do when you're assembling all the components of the cockpit is to keep everything lined up. That's going to make it easier later on when you put it into the fuselage. Now comes the fuselage halves. They were initially painted with zinc chromate yellow. Then I painted the cockpit section and the tail wheel area with the interior green. The top half of the cockpit and the Corsair F4U1A is black. Everything from the lower lip of the instrument panel up is black. Now I've applied the interior wash to this section. I'm just cleaning it up. You can see here I've already done the highlighting in the black section. Now I'm coming in with that aluminum again to chip around the windowsill. When you're installing the cockpit into the fuselage half, that tab where I'm applying glue right now is your main spot. Then you have that dogleg recess shape in the front. Then you can get that one lined up. Let that dry before you move on. Once the cockpit was securely fastened in, then I went about installing the other bulkheads that are included, as well as the tail wheel assembly. Now, if you have everything lined up from that cockpit installation, now when you go to put the other half of the fuselage on, it's just a matter of lining all the parts back up. Everything should be kind of in place, and I found this part to be less painful than I expected it to be. So that's as far as we're going with the Corsair today. I'm very happy with the progress on this so far. The cockpit built up nice. It was a little fiddly. Just if you have this kit and you're going to build it, just take your time and keep everything aligned. Your saving grace, if you kind of get I had the cockpit a little cockeyed, and the saving grace is the locating tabs on the insides of the fuselage halves. So that went a long way to fixing my problems. And other than that, this came together. It lined up well. I was concerned that the halves wouldn't line up or that something was off. I test fit these panels on the top here. They literally clicked into place. So no issues there. The same thing with the arresting hook. This little assembly, it was a little fiddly, but no alignment issues or anything. It went together well. It has locating tabs inside the fuselage as well. There's only one way for it to all fit together. So kudos to Magic Factory so far. Couple of little tiny parts that I may have had issues with along the way. But other than that, it's gone together really well. I'm very happy with it. So, that'll do. And thanks for stopping in. If you like what you saw, just give me a quick like, all right? Happy days for me if you do. Don't forget to check out my swag, Mr. G's Workbench. There's a link in the description down below. I got to be my own best salesman. Otherwise, who's going to do it for me? So, again, thanks for stopping in. And I will see you guys when we continue on the assembly. I think we're doing the wings next time, but, we'll find out, all right? So take care, stay well. I'll see you next time we get together.